Today we're counting down the top 5 unique Rush chords. I picked these subjectively in my opinion as a guitar player. Number 5, C add 9. Number 4, E Lydian, or you can also call it E omit 3 sharp 11. Number 3, E over G sharp, or you could also say E major in first inversion. Number 2, B major, add 4. And in the first place, it's the very distinctive F sharp 11. Now stay tuned if you want to hear a more in-depth analysis of each of these chords. Let's talk about number 5. The key to this chord is the D note, which is the second note in the C major scale. Adding a second or a ninth to a chord can add so much depth and emotion rather than a standard triad. A second and a ninth are exactly the same thing. If it's higher up, it's usually called a ninth. If it's lower, closer to the tonic, it's called a second. Let's talk about number 4. The key to this chord is the sharp 4 or the sharp 11, which are exactly the same thing. We can see that a great dissonance is created because these two notes are a half step apart. Whenever half steps are used in chords or melodies, it creates such a great emotional rub. We can also refer to this chord as E Lydian because the sharp 4 or the sharp 11 is the key note in the Lydian scale.
Then here in the E chord goes to E Lydian. Hear that sharp 4 and then...
Let's talk about number 3. The next chord is easily played on the piano, but not so easily played on the guitar. E major in first inversion. Adding the third on the bottom adds such an interesting emotional quality to the chord. Alex likes to double a lot of his notes in chords, so he fills up more sound in a 3-piece. Notice how this B note is doubled. This chord is used in many Rush songs, perhaps most notably in The Spirit of Radio. On a personal note, I would also like to say this chord is very difficult to play at high speeds because you have to use your pinky to grab that high B. Now let's talk about number 2, B major add 4. It's safe to say this is Alex's favorite chord position to move around the neck. He just loves letting the B and the E string ring out as he moves this position around the neck. Also, like in The Spirit of Radio, if he moves it to the 5th fret, it becomes an A add 9. Although it's not a semitone, this B and C sharp work nicely together. Check out this early song from 1976. Surely this is where he was starting to get some of his chordal ideas. And of course the ending part of Xanadu, where he just alternates between the E major chord and F sharp major, letting the B and the E ring out. And this segues perfectly into talking about our last chord, F sharp 11, as it is exactly the same chord they use in Xanadu. And for better or worse, it's become known as the Alex Lifeson chord.
The Alex Lifeson chord. The Alex Lifeson chord.
And here's that entire clip.
Desert Island chord. You got one chord that you can play forever. What is it? Which one is it?
It's the opening chord from Hemispheres by Rush. The F sharp major with the added 4th and the flat 7. That should really be named the Alex Lifeson chord because he invented that.
So if we take a closer look at this chord, we can see that famous semitone rub that he likes to use between the A sharp and the B note. Well, that about does it for this video. If you can think of any more famous quote-unquote Rush type chords, please write them in the comments below.